This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
I'm kind of on the outs with Little People of America.
Oh.
So I tried getting on a dating site once, and they would not let me on there because I'm not a little person.
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
You're tapering yourself down from your hangover or whatever. Oh no, when that started rolling into a whole another entire day of drinking, it just didn't stop.
It is the 10th of October, 2021. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marnie Winfield.
And this is the 217 Recovery Podcast, Take 8. And I'll be honest with you. The reason why we keep doing this over and over is my fault. I'm so tired. I keep nodding off a little bit, and I'm talking still. Mm-hmm. And then your face, you're looking at me, and then as I'm still trying to recover, you just point out, that made no sense whatsoever. You're talking about Courtney at Sanford House. You're talking about whatever else the hell I was talking about. And then you're like, and then you went right into fantasy football. Like, it made no sense. And I'm like, oh, really? I was like, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And
it was almost creepy because how you were sounding, how your words and your intonation and everything, it sounded like you were still on the same subject. Like you had this all went together in some way, but it didn't at all.
You made me keep it.
Yeah, I'm making you keep it because that might be they might need that, like when you go do your sleep study or something, because you could do like, you're doing like awake podcasts.
Yeah. But I've already done a sleep study, babe.
Well, I'm just saying that.
And they said I need a mask.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like it.
All those people, anytime you go to a sleep study, they're always going to tell you that you need a mask. I don't think anybody has ever gone to a sleep study and they've sent them home without a prescription for a mask.
Ron Robinson.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because he went after I went. I was like, check that out. But I think Ron Robinson, I don't know. I could just be talking about sleeping.
Could be.
But today, it was weird today because I reached out to a couple people I haven't heard from. Ryan, what is his name? Shodick.
I don't know. You never say his name right, so I can't.
But I thought I made up a name. That maybe it's Shodick.
Okay.
Anyway, he was in 217 Recovery. He was like one of the last ones in. And so when we started 217 Recovery, Ryan was a big part of it. I picked him up from treatment center and brought him to sober living home. And he told me, Corey, you know what? I got to tell you this. I'm a little disappointed in you. And I was like, what? I've told this story a million times too. He's like, I thought you'd have this already going and running and up, and I want to help you out. And I was like, what? And then I think I fell asleep again. But Ryan wrote me back, and he said that on Thursday he had 5 months sober. So he was pretty proud of himself, and I'm proud of him too. And I let him know that he can sign up to win free shirts. Everybody who signs up at 217recovery.com/contests, make sure you had an S on it. What shirt size you need? What's your name? What's your email? How old are you? If you want to put that in, there it is. And
what's your address?
Address, I was going to say. It's the most important part of that. But yeah, go online, sign up if you want a shirt. And I told him that. And I was like, dude, sign up, win a shirt. And I told him his neck of the woods. I'm over there frequently. I told him next time we are near each other, we should, do lunch and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, for sure. But, 5 months, hey, good deal. I remember being there. I remember never making it past 5 months. I'm thinking that is the longest time in the world. How do these MFers have a year? How do they have 5 years? Mm-hmm. Doesn't that mean they can just drink again? No.
Right.
You can try, but I can tell you what's going to happen. I'll bet you $1 million because I want to double my money. I want $2 million. But another dude hit me up too. A lot of apologizing going on. And I told him, look, man, because he was like, tell Marnie I'm sorry and this and that. Look, man, Marnie and I don't judge people because of their addiction and what they do in their addiction. Right. When I talked to that Jonathan Dominic that we met at the Rally in Pawpaw, talked to him, and I did a podcast with him. I believe it's in the guest section at 217recovery.com and on the app. But anyway, listening to him, and he just decided that I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is the problem with sleep deprivation.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, now I remember. Jonathan he said, sorry about that, y'all. I might probably just cut that out. Anyway, Jonathan said that, and this I think might have been the first time I ever heard it. He said relapse is not part of recovery. That's part of addiction. Mm-hmm. And when he said that, I was like, yeah, it is. To me, if you look at it, is relapsing, is that recovery? No. I mean, it happens, sure. But I would think his classification of putting it with, no, that's addiction.
Right.
I like that because when you do hit recovery, you want to be in recovery. Not that guy that can't make it to 6 months even,
Yeah.
So when he said that, I was just like, oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. But, to each his own, and we can't all be heroes. So, yeah, best of luck.
I think where that he was going, I mean, I like how he changes that to relapse as part of addiction. And I think I've heard relapse as part of recovery, ever since I started in meetings and so on and so forth. And I think the idea there is that don't ever give up on your goal of, being in recovery. If it doesn't happen today, and if it doesn't happen, the next time, that's still, the final destination.
Yeah. And I told the young man that Marnie and I do not judge people for that. We understand addiction. It's tough. It's different for everybody too, to get clean. And 99% of the time, and a lot of people think, oh, he's just BSing me again. I don't trust him. And okay, maybe. But 99% of the time, you can be 100 legit. Like you're telling yourself, never doing it again, never doing drugs, never drinking, never doing any of that. And then that 1% of the time comes up and you're off to the races and can't stop.
Yeah.
So, I told him, I was like, look, bro, like Marnie and I get it. We're not judging you on that. Glad you're not dead. And he asked if he could join the 217 recovery meeting. And I was like, yeah, we haven't had one of those in a minute. The online ones, because it's just hard to host them. I have a lot of things going on. Mm-hmm. So, but if you see it on the shelf and it has a little for sale sticker on it or clearance, just grab them. And what's the brand of the cereal we eat?
What?
I have no idea.
Cereal.
What was I talking about?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, babe, what was I talking about?
Cereal.
Do you remember anything that we can just flow right into?
We're really tired. Yeah. And Corey's giving whole entire podcast half asleep.
Yeah.
Or maybe even all the way asleep. Mm-hmm. That's impressive.
Thank you. All right, since I'm like nodding out, like for real, let's just wrap it up.
Yep.
And maybe we'll do an extra one tomorrow.
At
least I will.
All right.
I'll do an extra one tomorrow. I promise. So if you're listening to this, well, just go right back into the next one. I'll call this one part 1 and the next one part 2. So
okay.
Thanks again for listening at 217recovery.com. If you need more info, sign up to win free shirts. 217recovery.com/contests. Get our app in the App Store or Google Play Store. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Good luck in your fantasy league, and talk to you later.
And everybody.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the 217 Recovery Podcast. Listen on the 217 Recovery app. Download the app and rate us in your app store.